You may believe that your story is finished because of the current situation you're in. In this video, I want to tell you why that statement is false. Listen up. Welcome to Welcome Life. I'm Pastor Josh. Well, I'm here to help you live a life different from the world every Friday. If you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button below so that you don't miss a single video. The story I want to talk to you about today takes off where the last one left off. On the video that God knows your past but has a plan for your future. I'm going to put that up in the card up there. So if you want to watch it, go to that video and learn that God has a plan for you even though your past may look bad. Today I want to talk to you about the little girl at the beginning of this story and how her dad Jairus came to Jesus asking for a healing. In Mark chapter 5 verses 21 through 24 and 35 through 43, it goes like this. When Jesus had again crossed over by boat to the other side of the lake, a large crowd gathered around him while he was by the lake. Then one of the synagogue leaders named Jairus came, and when he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet. He pleaded earnestly with him, "My little daughter is dying. Please come and put your hands on her so that she will be healed and live." So Jesus went with him. While Jesus was still speaking, some people came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. "Your daughter is dead," they said. "Why bother the teacher anymore?" Overhearing what they said, Jesus told them, "Don't be afraid, just believe." He did not let anyone follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they came to the home of the synagogue leader, Jesus saw a commotion, with people crying and wailing loudly. He went in and said to them, "Why all this commotion and wailing? This child is not dead but asleep." But they laughed at him. After he put them all out, he took the child's father and mother and the disciples who were with him and went in where the child was. He took her by the hand and said to her, "Talitha Cumi," which means, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Immediately the girl stood up and began to walk around. She was 12 years old. At this they were completely astonished. He gave strict orders not to let anyone know about this and told them to give her something to eat. Jairus was being stretched here. Jairus was going outside of what other people, what his peers would normally do. Because Jairus was a synagogue leader. He wouldn't want anything to do with Jesus. As a matter of fact, some of his peers may have been a little upset that he even went up to Jesus for this. Without going through and recapping the whole story, I can feel Jairus' pain. I understand. I have two daughters of my own, and I don't know how I would react if anything ever happened to these girls. Especially with the fact that I know I asked Jesus to go heal my little girl, and then some other girl shows up, she gets healed, and then my daughter dies. The Bible doesn't clearly say what happens with Jairus here. It doesn't say that he wept. At this time, you could probably picture him having tears start showing down his face when one of his companions comes up and says, "Your daughter's dead." There's tears start streaming down his face because his heart's broken. And at the same time, he's angry because I came to you, Jesus, for help. And yet you healed this other girl first. So he's heartbroken and he's angry at the same time. But what does Jesus say? "Do not be afraid. Trust me. Just believe." Just believe? Just believe? Jesus, how do you want me to just believe you? Isn't that how we are with Jesus sometimes? Our current situations come into play. Our current situations start to happen. And Jesus is just, quite frankly, God telling us, just trust me. Just believe me. I have this all under control. Believe you? Do you understand what's going on? God, I don't think you truly understand the circumstance here. I can't just believe you. That's our human mind. That's what our human mind is telling us. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I don't see anything yet. Remember what the Bible says about that, by the way. It says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means although you may not see what's happening right now, if you have faith that God can do it, He will do it. Your story isn't finished just because you believe that something's happening in your life that it's over, it's hopeless. That's what Jairus believed probably when that person told him that his daughter was dead. He's like, believe. Clearly he believed something though. He kept going. He went with Jesus, with James and John. Now this is where the story is funny because we probably will all have the same reaction when Jesus shows up and says, hey, stop wailing and all the commotion. She's not dead but asleep. Jesus, I'm pretty sure she's dead. But that wasn't that wasn't how Jesus believed. He knew that he could heal her, that this little girl's story is not finished. This is where Jesus goes into the house and tells the little girl to get up. And that's exactly what she does. She stands up, and apparently she's hungry because the Bible says that Jesus gives her something to eat. Jesus says this a few times in the Bible. Do not tell anyone what you have seen here today. Now, why is this important? Why did Jesus say, don't tell anyone what you've seen here today? It's because Jesus did this miracle for a personal experience. He didn't do it for everyone to know. He didn't do it so that it would go out that, hey, Jesus can perform a miracle. Everyone already knew that Jesus could perform a miracle. But he did this for Jairus and his family so that they would know, hey, you may not believe that I am the Messiah, but you asked me for help. I performed a miracle. Please do not go off and tell everyone about it. This is a personal miracle that I want you to know that I did this for you. Jesus may be wanting to do a personal miracle in your life today. He may be wanting to come in and you ask him for help. He walked through your door and tell you, get up. I am here. And he performed that miracle for you in your life. You may be watching this video and you may believe that your story is hopeless and you may believe that there's nothing left for you to do. But I'm here to tell you that that simply is not true. If it was true, that would have been true for Jairus' daughter. Her story would have been finished. Her story wouldn't have been written anymore. That story probably wouldn't have even ended up in the Bible because of the ending. Who wants an ending that doesn't have a happy ending? Do you watch a Hallmark movie and have no happy ending? You're probably not going to watch that movie. I want to read to you what Paul tells the church of Corinth about this same situation. Because somewhere down the line, they end up believing that the situation they're going through was going to end terribly wrong. But this is what Paul tells them. It's in 2 Corinthians 4, 17 through 18. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Jesus is the one that can take our current situation, that can take your current situation and take it from what seems to be hopeless and turn it into a finished story. Take it to him who sees what is unseen, who can perform a miracle. You may be laughing and like, Lord, you can't do this. It's not possible. Trust me, it is possible for him. I remember when I was living in Kentucky, man, I can't tell you how many times I had miracles happen in my life while I was in that state. One miracle in and of itself is I was in my Ford Explorer and I had just gotten there. And I was going off of the interstate. I remember taking that turn and I didn't know the turn was that sharp. It had been raining and I ended up hitting a rail and hitting the rail on one end, bouncing back, hitting the rail on the other end, bouncing back, hitting the rail on the other end, the whole time just saying, Jesus, please don't let me flip. Jesus, please don't let me flip. Jesus, please don't let me flip. And I stopped right there on the interstate. You know what could have happened? Is my story could have been finished. I could have had another car come right around that corner and smash right into me. But that isn't what happened. Jesus had other stories for me to finish. Jesus has other things for me to tell. And that's what I want to tell you today, is Jesus has something left for you. Your story is not finished. Do not believe the lie. Jairus could have believed a lie that when his companion said, your daughter is dead, leave Jesus alone. He could have left Jesus alone and been heartbroken and angry. But instead, he went with Jesus to his house and look at the miracle that happened. Don't believe the lie that people are telling you. What the current situation you're in is hopeless. You're going to get a divorce. You're going to lose that child. You're going to lose the house. You're going to lose the car. Whatever that situation may be, don't believe it. Ask God. Come to Him, and He can step into your situation. He is at the door. He's knocking. All you have to do is believe it. Do you believe that today? Do you believe that your story is unfinished? Trust God because He is in control. In this video, I hope you got a lot out of it. If you haven't subscribed already, consider hitting the subscribe button right there and learn how grace can change the world right there. And whichever one the YouTube algorithm picks, right there. Catch you next time on Welcome Life. Peace out.